Okay, so now we've got chocolate mint bites that are great kind of snacks for kids when they come home from school. They're really good. There's two versions that we've done here. One is just the regular one, which is made out of coconuts, coconut cream, coconut oil, different types of coconut, some peppermint, some chocolate. And then the other is one where we've added spirulina to them. And this is really good because you can actually add something like spirulina, which your kids would never eat in a million years, into these chocolate bites, and they still like it. You can't even notice it. So we've done two different versions, and I believe the ones we just prepared now are spirulina ones. Is that right?
Yes.
You know, one of the things I realized about these is that they taste just like, I don't know if you had them here in Australia, peppermint patties?
Yes.
Aren't they just like peppermint patties?
Yeah.
So it's got that, I don't know if you remember peppermint patties, where it's got a chocolate on the outside and a kind of like a coconut peppermint taste. That's exactly what these things taste like, as peppermint patties. So how do we make this?
Okay, so we need a blender again for this recipe,
Yeah.
and we start with 1 cup of desiccated coconut, which we put into the blender. And then we put 2/3 of a cup of soaked cashews. Again, these cashews need to be soaked for at least a minimum of 2 to 3 hours. We soak them overnight, which is ideal.
Okay.
Then there's 1 tablespoon of coconut nectar. Then we put in 10 to 12 drops of essential peppermint oil, preferably an organic essential oil. We then put in 1/2 cup of coconut oil, melted coconut oil, and then 2 tablespoons of coconut cream. And for the spirulina version, we've also added 1 teaspoon of spirulina.
Okay. And that makes the filling of the chocolate.
That's the filling of the
So-
chocolate mint bites.
Okay.
So you whiz that all up into the blender until you get a paste, only a couple of minutes. It doesn't take long at all. Then once the paste is formed, we take it out and put it onto a plate. We then put the plate into the freezer, because what we want the mixture to do is become a little bit harder, so it's easier for us to roll it into a ball and then put the toothpick in. So it needs to harden up a little bit. 5, maybe 10 minutes in the freezer.
Okay, so just 5 or 10 minutes.
Yes.
So if you leave it too long, then obviously you
It'll
can't
be
do it.
too hard. You
So
won't be able to mould it into
You just want to make it a
balls.
little bit harder so it conforms better.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. So once it's come out of the freezer for 5 or 10 minutes, it will be a bit harder for you to roll the balls. So you roll all the balls up then, and you take your toothpick and you insert a toothpick into all of them.
Okay.
And that's to help it, once we put the chocolate sauce on, that's to help that process.
Okay. And then so how do we make the chocolate sauce?
Okay, so once we've done the balls part and we've put the toothpicks in, they need to go back into the freezer while we make the chocolate sauce, again for another 10 or 15 minutes, just to get them harder again. So with the chocolate sauce, we take 1/4 cup of coconut oil, 1/4 cup of cacao, and we put in 2 tablespoons of coconut nectar.
Okay. And then what happens? You just mix that up.
So we whisk up the chocolate sauce with those 3 ingredients until it forms a smooth chocolatey sauce.
Excellent. And then what happens next?
So then we go back to the freezer and we take out our little bites and we dip them into the chocolate sauce. Because they're almost frozen, the chocolate sauce will automatically start to set straight away. So you start dipping them in, you set them, and you pop them back down on the plate.
Okay.
That's it.
And then you have to put them back in the freezer afterwards?
Put them back in the freezer once they're done. Look, only for 5 more minutes.
Okay.
And then they're definitely set then. And I would store them in the freezer.
So do your kids like these? What are your kids into these?
Yes, my daughter loves these.
Loves these.
Yeah, our kids love these.
And what about with the spirulina? Will they eat with the spirulina?
Definitely.
Yeah.
See, I think that's really incredible.
You can't taste the spirulina.
Yeah. So you've got coconut oil, which is a really healthy fat. You've got some really good antioxidants in the raw cacao. Peppermint, which is also really good for you. And then if you get spirulina in it, and you're getting your kids to eat spirulina and enjoying it, it's a real win. So these things are awesome. Really good.
Great
Cool.
snack.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, we'll come back with some more real soon. Thanks.